Hi, Professor. I'm Lindsay Herrera, and today I'm going to be talking about the causes of World War I. So, this war, which started in 1914, wasn't caused by just one event. It was the result of deep, complex tensions across Europe. Um, Historians have debated for more than 100 years about what really has been the cause of World War I, but I think that you can't necessarily say that it was specifically one thing. Like it was Germany. Period. That's what caused World War I. I think there's a lot of things that go into what caused it, but the three main reasons that I think caused World War I was first Germany's responsibility and aggressive militarism. So like just the way that they are caused a big effect on World War I, obviously. And the second reason is the alliance system and the domino effect that it created on Europe and everything. And the third reason is nationalism, specifically nationalism in the Balkans. And I'll explain why these three matter the most using evidence from the articles, videos, and lectures that you had for us. So, my first reason is Germany's responsibility and militarism. So, based on the BBC article, many historians argue that Germany is like almost the whole reason that World War I started because Germany supported Austria-Hungary right after the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, giving them the so-called blank check for military support. So Germany had detailed war plans, especially the Schlieffen Plan, which showed they were preparing for a major European war. So Germany can't say that they just stumbled into war. Like they planned everything out. And in the Yale lecture, Professor Merriman mentioned Germany's militaristic culture. The Savin affair showed really how dominant and aggressive the military was in Germany, even towards civilians. And in the videos, we saw how Germany raced Britain in building up huge navies and armies. So, really, this arms race made the war seem inevitable. So, what I'm trying to say from all of this is that Germany didn't just all of a sudden stumble into war. Their leadership made strategic decisions that pushed Europe into conflict. So, the second reason that I have is the alliance system and the domino effect that it had on all of the places. So, Europe was divided into two main alliances. The first one was the Triple Alliance, which was Germany, Austria Hungary, and Italy. And the second alliance was Britain, France, and Russia. So, after the assassination of Ferdinand, Austria declared war on Serbia because of alliances. Russia mobilized to protect Serbia, and Germany declared war on Russia. So France was pulled in, and Britain joined when Belgium was invaded. So do you see how I'm saying like everything's connected? So it was inevitable. Like whether you're protecting, defending, or on offense, like there was going to be a big war, a world war. So the BBC article explains that some historians view the war as a result of system failure, which is basically what I just said. Alliances that were meant to maintain peace actually just dragged everyone into war faster. So, because of how the alliances were, it just made an effect like the Yale lecture pointed out that once mobilization orders were given, they couldn't easily be reversed. Countries moved towards war, like what I said before, dominoes falling. It was a domino effect. Like, it was inevitable. And a lot of the videos had stressed how rigid these alliances were. So once they started, nobody could stop the escalation. So what I'm trying to say is that the alliance system made the war much bigger and much faster than it would have been without these alliances. So the third reason that I have is nationalism, specifically nationalism in the Balkans. So the Balkans were a hotspot for nationalist movements because Serbia wanted to unite all Slavic peoples, which threatened Austria-Hungary. So Gavrilo Princip, who was the one that assassinated Franz Ferdinand, was motivated by nationalism and the dream of a greater Serbia. And in the BBC article, it discusses how Serbia's role was very important. Historians like Christopher Clark, which was the Sleepwalkers, shows that local nationalism, not just big empires, played a big role. And in the videos, it's clear that ethnic tensions in the Balkans made the region very unstable, with Austria-Hungary worried about its future. And in another lecture, I'm pretty sure it was the Yale lecture, it emphasized how small nationalist groups had a big impact on war politics. And like how we see in history, the like minority groups or just smaller groups in general always have a big impact on whatever is going on. Like, it's not just the people in power, like the bigger places that have an impact. Obviously they have like more of an impact, but like these nationalist groups, they had a really big impact on World War One. So what I'm trying to say is that without the really intense nationalism in the Balkans, the spark for World War One might have never happened, because that's how much they affected everything. So scholars to this day still debate the causes, and that's because not everybody really agrees on the causes of World War One. For example, some people blame Germany the most, and others see it as a system-wide collapse of diplomacy, and some point to small nationalist groups with huge intended consequences. And obviously, there's a lot of other reasons. Those are just the three that mainly caught my attention because I feel like they just affected everyone the most. And so what I'm trying to say is the materials that we studied show that the causes of World War One are layered. Like, it's not just because of one reason, but like I said, the main reasons were militarism, alliances, imperialism, and nationalism all tangled together, and that's why historians are still debating about it over a century later. And honestly, I don't think that there's ever going to be one specific reason. Like, and not you're never going to be able to say like, yep, World War One only happened because of Germany, or it only happened because the Balkans had such strong nationalism. Like, just like everything else in life, the World War One was just caused by a lot of events that led up to one. But like I said, the three main ones that I think are because of Germany's militarism, the alliance system, and Balkan nationalism. And I just I really wanted to I really want to emphasize on the alliance system because I think that if everything wasn't set up like how it was, it wouldn't have if everything wasn't set up how it was, um, I don't think the war would have happened like as fast because the alliance system just had such a big effect on Europe. And you know how I had said like Russia mobilized to protect Serbia, and Germany then declared war on Russia, and then France was pulled in, and then Britain joined when Belgium was invaded. Like all these places had to protect another place, and that's why the war was such a big thing. And honestly, like I said before, I wouldn't say that there was just one reason on why the war was caused, but if I had to pick one specific one, I think it would be that. But I do think that these three main reasons um, were why the war happened. And I did want to talk again about nationalism in the Balkans because like every country, every place like has their people that are really like they just love their country. And I think that the Balkans just being so big on nationalism really made World War I like spark, and without them it wouldn't have happened. But anyways, yes, those are my three main reasons on what I think caused World War I, which was Germany's responsibility and aggressive militarism, the alliance system, and how it had the domino effect on everything, and nationalism specifically in the Balkans. Thank you.